Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain Heer from Access Consciousness and Return of the Gentleman. And as part of the Return of the Gentleman series, this is one of the questions that was sent in by a gentleman. And he said, what do you see that gentlemen could do differently to interact with people? It's like, wow, that's a big one. And if you hear the helicopters going overhead, it's because I'm filming in Central Park right now, and it's always noisy here. Okay, cool. So, what do I see that gentlemen could do differently? It's actually be the gentleman you actually are. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, when a gentleman interacts with somebody, he's actually honoring of them. In fact, a gentleman functions from the 5 elements of intimacy, where they're honoring, they're vulnerable, they have trust in themselves and other people to be who they are, they have a sense of gratitude, and they're in allowance of whoever they talk to. Now, we can explore those elements later, which we will, but what that involves is the gentleman actually being totally present for whatever the person is experiencing in the situation, and being willing to recognize if there is something that can be contributed, if there is something that can be received, and also if there can't. So, a question you might ask as a gentleman interacting with somebody, and let's face it, there's lots of situations where you interact with people. I mean, for example, you interact with a kid, and they're like, hey, let's play. Like I was interacting with a nephew of mine the other night, and he's like, you want to play? I'm like, sure, why not? And so we ran back and forth through the hotel room over and over and over and over and over again. Well, how did I interact with him? Easier for me to say. I was like, I interacted in, it's cold here, my lips are freezing. How did I interact with him? I interacted with him by seeing what he required in his world. Now this is what you want to do with everybody. See what they require in your world and see if you're willing to deliver it. Okay? And a little kid is a great example because they don't require complex stuff usually. You know? He's like, hey, you want to play? Yeah, actually, what he said was, will you play with me? And I was like, will I play with him? Yes, sure. So you want to see what they require in their world, and are you willing to deliver it? Because every interaction that we have with somebody, from most people's point of view, is actually about getting something from someone. But from a gentleman's point of view, it's what can be created here, now and in the future, what can be changed, and what can be made greater. Now I say that, and a lot of you are like, oh my God, I'm going to ask that question with everybody? Yeah, why not? And why do I say that? Because with many years of experience, it will actually make your life easier. So in this case, interacting with him, he said, will you play with me? I was like, sure. So we ran around and ran around and ran around and ran around and ran around. And for me, it was a huge amount of fun. For him, it was a huge amount of fun. For the other adults watching us, it was a huge amount of fun. And so in giving him what he received rather than resisting it, it created something greater for him, for me, and for everybody. And this is the one thing that I see that sticks most of us, gentlemen in the world, and those of us would-be gentlemen in the world, is we keep resisting what other people require of us. So what happens is you know somebody needs something and you go, I don't want to do that, especially because they need it. But recognize that other people's needs and what they think they desire and require of you are based on trying to fulfill something in their life that they think you can provide or that they know you can provide. And so if you recognize that, you recognize that when people function from need, they're not necessarily being the greatest of them, but you might still provide something that could be great to them. That was almost profound. Wow, I'm gonna think about that one for a moment. Okay? So you, being you, may have a unique possibility to provide something in somebody's world that will change their life for the greater. This is what I see being possible when you interact with people as a gentleman. And so you look and see what they need, see what they require, look and see if you're willing to provide it, but when you do, ask the question, what will this create in their life and in everybody else's lives around now and in the future? And if you start functioning from there, you'll start looking from a different place. Because what most of us do is we resist what people need. We resist what they desire of us as though they're somehow taking from us. But what if they're not? What if you have a unique capacity to gift something that will make their life greater and they don't know how to ask for it? See, as a gentleman, you actually start to look for the best in people And you're also willing to see the worst when people display it without a judgment. But you start to look for the best in people and to see how you can start to bring that out. Now, having said that, given that the question was, do you have any tips for how we can interact with people? You want to recognize that a lot of us have tried to look for people to be good. We've been looking for people to be honest. Why don't we just look at people for how they are and see if some word we can say or something we can do might contribute to them having a greater future? If you're truly going to be a gentleman, this is part of what's possible that you can contribute to the world. It's a different way of being. It's a different way of looking at our interactions with people. But as you do, and if you start to embrace it even just a little bit, you start to recognize the gift that you can be in people's lives and in the world. And if I would wish one thing for you, it was actually to get the gift and recognize the gift and value the gift that you are in people's lives and in the world. So, I hope answering this question has been helpful for you. I very much look forward to meeting you in person someday. What if you truly being you are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires? More tools to follow soon, my beautiful gentlemen. Bye.